What is the worst decision in the show's history? I don't know if this is like in like the soap in the soap canon, or whether it's like in the fucking
Jump the shark on.
like. Obviously, time will tell. But we'll see what people think in terms of worst decisions in the show's history. Ooh.
That list to fucking her name, Julia Smith. Well, no one wants to listen to her parents.
No.
From what I heard in the Discord. I guess bringing back Ken and killing him again. But that's more of a, we all know why he was killed. Murder successful. Sticking your finger in the mouth.
The worst single decision in show in like the. If I go for that, I'd fucking say the original Mark Fowler actor saying I don't want to be racist to him. He's my mate, and then he got fired, and then that fucking story's tragic. And he was never allowed to be a regular on the show again because he didn't do what the showrunners told him. Worst one.
Nick Cotton on the green, be gay with Lofty.
Worst one, probably. I mean, there's the usual suspects, right? There's killing off Ronnie and Roxy. There's killing off Pat. There is. What even?
Alfie Moon being pushed down the stairs, and Alfie Moon in general.
In 2018.
In 2018. Haley Slater to some people.
Gray Atkins being an interesting case of a genuine narcissist who was a domestic abuser who then turned into a serial killer.
And then there was obviously Mick Carter doing his little wee into the river and drowning.
The old Michelle Fowler nonce storyline. Classic.
There's also Aunt Babe and it's Person Square. So more of the story is going at Aunt Babe Person Square.
But let's see what other people think, because it's a new look set of Reddit videos. I'm not going in as hard as I was before. Maybe I'm giving everybody a second chance. We can all breathe whilst watching the Reddit videos and not just see my face turn red. Number one worst decision will always be killing off Ronnie and Roxy. More so Roxy, she had much more to do, especially with Amy growing up. I'll throw my hat into the ring by also suggesting that killing off Abby as well was a pretty short-sighted decision. Like, I'm sure I don't know why Lauren was ever seen as the more interesting one, because she's not, and it's just a fact. I'd argue. Lauren's fine. I'll say that Lauren's fine, but Lauren's a bit boring, honestly.
Didn't need to kill off either of them.
Yeah, and I will say, just generally killing off pretty much every promising character during the 2010s. Like, oh, Michael Moon, he might be a cool villain, dead. Oh, Derek Brennan, he's got dead. And then, like, oh, all these interesting new characters he brought in, they've left the show. It was a very short-sighted, like, oh, fuck it, yeah, let's kill them, fine. I think it was a mismanaging of characters during that time period where you could have let Pat have a fucking break. Like, yeah, take a year out. You could have let fucking Ronnie and Roxy just say, look, right, we think the character's played out. Just, have a break. We'll see you in a couple years. They should have allowed Dot to actually die on the show and fucking not just have her just say, you've been a loyal servant to us for the last 30 years of your life as a renowned actress and a famous person. Well, you're not going to get the decency to be able to die on screen and have one of the most heartbreaking storylines. We're just going to kill you off screen. Fuck you for the last 29 years. I mean, thank you for your service. That was a questionable one. Yeah, I think all of those are up there for me. Those are the stick them points, in my opinion. Letting Kim Metcalf go so soon. Sam was a breath of fresh air into the Mitchells again. Enjoying this stint more than ever before with Sam. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It felt like they were finally heading to the character to progress. But then for the final storyline, they had to roll it all back to a point where she genuinely could have just left with Ricky earlier in the year, but she didn't. So, fucking way. Take it back now, y'all. 2 up this time. That was it. That was Sam, like, doing some fucking. I'm moving forward. The character's developing. Moving forward. And turn around. Spent the last 10 minutes getting here. Killing off Lola, especially when rewatching 2012 Lola and Jay. Could have been so much more going forward. I mean, Lola is a character to be studied as to how not to treat a character. Because it's like, oh wow, Lola's really cool. It's a really likable teen, but she had a rough background as the kid, and like Billy storyline allows Billy's character to get an extra dimension as well, and she's had a kid with Ben Mitchell, and the custody storyline. All right, she's done a good job fighting against a poor person fighting against Bill Mitchell. Not being the most well off and may not have the most a court would rather Phil Mitchell than Lola. That's how fucking rough people thought she was. Winning that fucking custody storyline, doing nothing, being in a relationship with Peter for a bit.
I was gonna say that's the greatest thing Lola ever did, was being in a relationship with Peter.
No, I mean the best thing she ever did was that custody battle storyline, and then the cancer storyline at the end. But she'd been on the show for like 10 years, like on and off. Yeah, but like in total though, I swear she'd been on the show for roughly 10 years. Let me just fact check this. 4 years from 2011 to 2015, and then okay, so about 8 years. But even then, so that's still fucking woeful, isn't it? Like some of the characters get so much more to do in the year, and Lola got 2 storylines. So yeah, it's a part of like a big. I don't know. It's a character you could have built into like a proper fucking world beater, but instead you just didn't. Someone says this is why Ben should have died. I don't think so, lads. As you may have some recency bias against the Ben, and we did go pretty hard against current Ben Mitchell. Ben's characters lead apart from Lola.
Because you don't upset the Stan, because Stan sometimes either take things too seriously or they go too far.
I actually had I tried to on the Who's the Real Ben Mitchell video. I was someone argued against me. They were really patronising, so I went back at them, and then they responded with 2 messages, and I went. And I don't know. It felt it was just like us versus them, and it's like it's not a war. We all like EastEnders.
Line up, men! Welcome to war.
Like,
get your muskets ready.
Like, it doesn't need to be us versus you. We're all fans of the show, for fuck's sake. Like, come on.
It's how like we know it from experience with wrestling fans. Where it's like you're a fan. No, you're not. You have to like this company.
It's like you don't need to be like tribalist about 2 characters, for fuck's sake. We all want the show to be good. Like, I'm pretty sure I just wrote like, look, I just wanted the Ben Mitchell character to be happy. That's what I wanted. I wanted Ben to stop getting given shit every like fucking time. Like, oh, happy, not. But yeah, well, only time will tell if that gets a positive outcome or a response. But like, yeah, it's about being less negative on. Like, and also I will say, if Ben had got that storyline, people would be complaining because Ben got another big storyline. And the first one also. Oh yeah, we skipped off them. Making Linda a murderer. She was a martyr enough, and she is hands down the best drunk on the show. But God, is she unsufferable after killing Keanu? I think that's quite a bizarre. Like, I get it, but Linda before 2023 was one of the worst characters on this show. Like, if there's one thing, if you don't get it, watch Who Done It, and you will fucking know that. Like, it's no surprise that Linda is who she is because she had Elaine as a mum, but also, it's no surprise. Like, fucking Linda was Elaine, just without the fake laugh for like 10 years. And yeah, like it's just funny to me that everybody loves Lola now, or Linda now, and I like Linda now. She's more interesting now, but she was never the most liked character. If people ever say that they've always liked Linda, they're either got a stronger stomach than I do, or they're lying.
Haley Slater, that is all. Fuck off.
I mean, I think we can all look at the Haley Slater experiment now and remember that it wasn't a good time.
Hey, who does not like Haley Slater?
Everyone.
Who does not like... who does not like that? Sorry, neighbours.
Yeah, someone says Phil is the best drunk. Probably.
Birdie.
Yeah, but Bernie did play an absolute blinder as a drunk. Also say, yeah, Alfie hasn't mentioned Cherry in about 3 years.
See, the problem is Terry and Haley in different dimensions. They're now in Coronation Street.
They're not.
You don't know that. You haven't watched them once.
I watched the first week.
I believe they were there.
They were not there. Someone says...
You can't go along with a pig.
Someone says killing off Abby. Abby had a villainous and like... She had a villainous role, but also like was at the start inherently a good character, but obviously through being Max and Tanya's kid, had to go through so many fucking divorces, fucking moving and changing life. Got to show a lot of different facets to the character. Someone says that random week there to Milton Keynes. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Like, I enjoyed the Milton Keynes episode. It was fine. Someone says killing Pat, killing Ronnie, killing Rocky.
You can't have Ronnie and Rocky at two separate plots. You have them together or not. So, redo your comment.
And yeah, someone says killing Pat 100%. The actress was promised a good send off and not to be killed due to she wanted the opportunity to come back in the future, and then they killed her. And someone just saying that Brian Kirkwood was a terrible producer because he made 2012 about Brannings, he killed Pat, and he made Ronnie Lee. So, yeah. They can't.
Well, hold on, go up here.
Hmm?
The showrunners hate iconic films. Why couldn't they kill off Jeremy, Piggy? That's offensive to me.
Someone obviously joked about the Michelle Fowler into a paedophile. Yeah, she was sleeping with a student. And she fled because, and this was obviously her getting recast. It may not technically be a paedophile, but it was, she's a teacher, he's a student. That's still wrong. Someone says retconning Albie's father. I don't think so. Look, as much as people may love Keanu at this point, I don't really know why. I think it is just because of the tragedy of his death, and I respect that because maybe he didn't exactly deserve to die that way. We're not gonna let's be real. We're not gonna be remembering the Taylors in 20 years. We're gonna be remembering the Mitchells. So, in terms of the hierarchy of the show, probably not going to be that much of a sad thing. You'll be upset now, and maybe in 10 years, we'll be like, I miss Keanu, he was fun. Not now. You should have stabbed him in the shoulder, not the heart. God damn. Loser. Linda that. Killing off Ronnie and Roxy, killing off Volko, killing off Pat, Cat, Eric Branning, recast Liam. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, people just having a bit of a meltdown, really. I think a lot of interesting comments, though. I will say, if you do want to find it on the r/EastEnders subreddit, I think that it's a pretty fucking good I think that it's a pretty interesting topic. I think it's an interesting thought. And ultimately, yeah, no, if you have stuff you want to talk about in the comment section and stuff we have covered, tell us in the comment section. But as a whole, let's keep this shorter rather than longer. We don't need 40 minutes to talk about the worst decision shows history. Especially as I'm positive today. I'm being positive.
I'm fucking knackered, mate.
I slept well today. First time in days. So yeah, tell us what you think in the comment section down below. What is the worst decision in the show's history? Thank you for watching Walford. Make sure to join us in the next one. See you then. Bye bye.